They beautify life.
I was thinking about something. I was thinking how the human being, through their whole life, from the time they're born till the time they die, from the time they wake up in the morning till the time they go to bed at night, there are two main things that are always coming to the human being. And that is the fear of the things that they don't like and a hope for the things that they do like. Would you like to know how to say that in Arabic? Can you say tarhib?
Tarhib.
This means something you're afraid, a threat. Somebody threatens you with something. This is going to happen to you if you don't do this and that and do and that. This is what?
Tarhib.
And then if something you like, it's promised to you. You do this, you get ice cream, you get the day off, you can have la 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 la. And this is targhib.
Tarhib.
So the targhib is something I want and something I don't want. And this is what the human being goes through their whole life. It's what they call fear of a loss and hope of a reward. And so these two things, when I think about it, I remember there's a prophet who lived a long time ago, and he was talking to his people about the very subject I'm talking to you about. Would you like to know who's this prophet? His name is Shuaib. Can you say Shuaib?
Shuaib.
Shuaib. You said it better than me. It has like in it. Shuaib. Shuaib. With ayah in it? Very good. Alayhi salam. Peace be upon him. Very good. Now, these people, they live, by the way, they're called the people of Midian because the area where they were. And they lived in what is today part of Syria or Syria. They were descendants from Noah, I guess, and they were in a time period when they didn't worship Allah anymore. Because the people of Noah, alayhi salam, they learned about worshiping Allah without any partners. Then people after that, if you remember the people from Sham, remember Sham, those people? Sham, and they went south into Arabia. There was Thamud, the tribe of Ad. There was Aras, those people down there in Hadramaut, and Oman, and Yemen. You remember that? We talked about that? Okay. But then these people were not like those, because they started worshiping something with Allah. These people totally forgot about Allah. And what did they worship? If I tell you, you're going to laugh. They were worshiping a tree, but not a big tree, a short tree. In the old scriptures, you find this in the Bible, there's a part of it tells them, do not be like these people. It tells them, don't be like these people. Don't go out in the woods. Don't cut the tree. Don't carry it on your back in your house. And don't spread it around, decorate your house with it, thinking it's going to give you what you want or being afraid of it. It's exactly the same thing, thinking it's going to hurt you or something like that. It said the tree cannot benefit you, nor can it hurt you, because it's just a tree. And yet, by the way, some people today, what do? They cut a tree, they put it in their house, they put lights on it. It's amazing, isn't it? What some people will do. But now Shu'aib was a prophet that Allah sent to these people, the Midian. They had a bigger problem than you can imagine. Shirk, worshiping other than Allah, is of course the biggest problem. They had other problems too. They had a habit of stealing, lying, and cheating. When anybody would go to their area, and they'd be coming along, you'd be like riding in there like everything's going along good, then all of a sudden, boom, they would jump out. And they would rob them. They would take some of what they had and consider it was okay. Not like a robber who just takes everything. They were taking part of what people had, like a tax or something, you know. So if somebody had 10 bags of rice, they would take one. If he had 10 sheep, they're going to take one. If he had 10 garments that he wants to sell, they will take one. If he had 20, they would take how many?
Two.
2, right, yeah. If he had 100, how many would he take?
10.
10. You know, you guys are doing math in here. Oh, we'll turn it into a math class. So this means they took 10% of what anybody brought into their area, and they were the first people to do such as this. That's not all. Whenever they dealt with anybody, they always wanted to make sure they got what they wanted and extra. But whenever they sold anything to anybody, they wanted to be sure they didn't give them everything that was supposed to come to them. And this is called short measure. Short measure. And not giving people full measure. Now, Allah speaks about that in the Quran, about giving people short measure, but when you got it for yourself, you want the full measure. So when Shuaib came to them, he was trying to call them away from that and tell them, guys, you know, this isn't right. But the first thing he told them about wasn't about the stealing, it wasn't about the cheating, and it wasn't about the lying. By the way, in their lying, you know what they did? They would tell people, oh, this is the best shirt. If you have this shirt right here, you could be amazed. Because something like this, blah, 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 and they will lie and say it's the best. And it's not the best. Maybe it's not even good, you know. And if this sheep, oh my gosh, this sheep, boy, he's only 3 years old. And maybe he's 30 years old. No, they don't care. They will lie. So they're liars, they're cheaters, and stealers. Thieves, they steal. But Shuaib came to them first to tell them about what? Don't worship the tree. Don't worship that, because that's where everything always starts, in false worship. And so he was telling them, you know, to worship Allah, and Allah is the one to be worshipped with no partners. Now look at these guys. They totally didn't believe in Allah at all. It wasn't a matter of saying Allah plus something, like some religion. They believe in Allah, but they worship somebody or something along with Allah. But they were so bad. They were worshiping this tree. And they would say, well, why should we believe in Allah? What proof do you have? So Allah sent miracles with Shuaib. Shuaib was doing miracles in front of them. And they still didn't believe. They would see a miracle. And they'd be like, oh, I don't know how you did it, but whatever. And he kept telling them and telling them. Now, some people did believe when they saw the miracles. Always when there's miracles, some people will believe. Something amazing, there'll be some people believe, you know, usually. But most of them, no, they didn't. So there were followers of Shuaib who believed that there really was a law and that they really should start thinking about Allah. And when people think about Allah, the next thing to learn is to tell the truth. Because when you say there's only one God and He's the only God, this is the biggest truth there is, which will help you. Because then when you deal with the people, you'll think, well, I didn't lie about the big thing. Why should I lie about the small things? Huh? So you begin to tell the truth, and they would tell the truth. You begin to deal fair with people, because you know Allah is watching you, and you know you'll be in trouble with Allah. And you begin to learn about the real tarhib and targhib. Now, the real deal here is that if you believe in Allah, you're afraid of the promise to come for the bad people, which is what? To get bad in this life and to go to hell in the next life. But the good thing you get from Allah is targhib. And that is a promise, good for you in this life and good for you in the next life. But this is only going to come to who? The believers. Allah sent miracles. And then, of course, to act on that and do the amal salihat, the good, righteous deed. The people who didn't believe, they were really obstinate, very stubborn, and very dumb. No matter what happened, they would say stupid things, you know, like, I don't believe you. It doesn't matter. And you see miracles, and they're like, so what? And they gave Shuaib such a hard time. But Shuaib, his patience, he had very good patience. Remember we talked about other prophets that had good patience. When bad things happened to them, they would be patient. He was so patient. He would say, okay, we'll take it easy. And we have our belief, and you have yours. And we know about the promise of Allah that's coming. So let us just be patient and wait and see. And other people going like, get out of here. But then, one time they got really upset with him. And they said, if it wasn't for your family that you come from, your tribe, we would stone you to death. This is the threat that they gave him. He said, you're afraid of my family? You won't stone me because of my family? But you don't fear Allah? But you're afraid of my family? Or just people? but you don't fear Allah. Ajib.